Hi, this is my discussion prompt for Intimate Apparel. The first question asks us to highlight memorable events throughout the play. What I found memorable was Esther's desire to get in a relationship with a man to the point where she decided to marry a guy who she hadn't either seen or talked to in person. I also saw in the play it was interesting of Esther and Mame's relationship. Despite Mame having completely and conflicting morals than Esther, but they still supported and were good friends with one another. Lastly, I thought it was memorable that Esther sacrificed all of the money that she had accumulated since she'd been working her way up north from where she started in North Carolina at the expense of George buying some horses. She was longing so much for a deep relationship that her mind got clouded and she was not making very realistic decisions. The second question asks us to identify three points of tension or conflict throughout the play. The first one is Esther and George's relationship upon being married. It seems that once they finally get to be in one another's presence, their relationship and the ability to communicate with one another halts, and that continues throughout the rest of the play. The second one is Esther and her Christian morals and values. It seems like as her relationship with George progresses, she begins doing things that she normally wouldn't have, and continues to withhold information that she does not know how to read or write, and eventually this holding back catches up with her and really affects her personally. The last one is the relationship between Esther and Mr. Marks. While there is not any direct conflict, we as an audience are not really aware of the relationship that the two have, that the connection they both very much appreciate cloth, and you can kind of feel that they have a connection, but at the end of the play we are still left with an unresolved knowing of what they truly feel about one another. The third question asks us to describe the relationship between the play and how the African Americans are represented in this play, and I would say that they are represented as wanting to have a strong desire to advance in life, especially through the social class, despite the barriers that are present for black people. And this just kind of reinforces the idea that blacks and whites during that period of time, 1905, were not on the same playing grounds, and it was much difficult for African Americans to advance. The fourth question asked is stereotypes still in existence today? And my answer to that is yes, they certainly are, and they are enhanced by how the media portrays different races, by movies, songs, and of course just historical knowledge. Racism, however, can be overcome by celebrating diversity, the way in which workplaces are now very culturally mixed, and so are education systems, and then going along with that, but just being educated starting from a young age, knowing that blacks and whites are no different, and that skin color is very minimal in how we differ amongst each other.